Okay, SLX also asks, if Brandi is the grandmother of Clio, so John Henry is her father, blah, 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 blah. So obviously, it's part of one of the more asked questions of that grandmother thing. And, actually, that was interesting. If Brandi is the grandmother of Clio, I never thought of it. That would have been really interesting. Gosh, I was that clever. Wish I was that clever. Unfortunately, I'm not. Oh well. Wow, that would have made a really interesting story. Okay, now you're getting me wanting to write a story now. Damn you. Okay, next one. Also from SLX. Are T1000 models far from the known Connor Chronicles future, or there in the given timeline, was there no need to create so advanced a Terminator? I kind of touched on that previously. I like to think that where Clio is now is about the time of the MPA Terminators. Kind of depends who wins the war. I think that Catherine's Terminators, the ones that she was created with, or actually she's the sole representative, about this time, I was figuring about 150 or so years beyond when all of the time travel was happening. That was my take. I wanted it far enough in the future that the technology could have advanced that far. And then Weaver being independent again, my phone went off again, just started bouncing back and forth until she found the keys to her existence. Because the supposition was that after Catherine was made, they literally broke the mold. Not only was she difficult to create, but the mechanism to create more of her was destroyed. So in order to preserve herself, she had to recreate the events that would lead up to her. And that's kind of been her journey. Who supplies the secret information? That's yet to be determined. Two of the important elements were stated in here, was self-repairing endoskeletons of the T0Ks, which is purely accidental on Skynet's fault. It didn't mean to invent that, it just did. As well as, and it was further refined by Catherine later, as well as Toshiro's clever creation of Nugu, which forms a kind of flexible and polymorphic sort of CPU. Not a very intelligent one, but it's a first step. Okay, and I can never pronounce this, Kirirer wants more of an explanation about the John and Cameron relationship, and kind of wishes that there was more of John Henry questioning about being alive and things like that. A little more philosophy, basically. And I kind of agree a little bit. I plan to put a little bit more of John Henry in there. But every time I try to put him in the story, it slowed everything down because it was just talking. And I kind of put John Henry in as many times as I possibly could. Because John Henry is also other. He was living apart from others. He was staying at the Griffith Park Zoo, at the LA Zoo, where really nobody else was. He really only interacted with those who were in his family or with Friar Radu. And he's really, well, as I describe him, he's kind of the cyborg equivalent of a Diogenes, kind of a cyborg cynic, a philosopher. Somebody trying to find truth in their reality and there is no precedent. He is an AI that was trained to be questioning about morality and ethics and philosophy, which is highly unusual. He's tried to ask things of Cameron. Cameron does have some questions. She is advanced. In fact, I think the other T0Ks would form a better audience for John Henry than Cameron. Cameron is still kind of old style. But she still has questions. They wonder, are they alive? Do they feel? Because they do have emotions. But do their emotions count? Do they have a soul? These are all questions that have to be answered. And had I been sticking to a budget, instead of spending untold millions of dollars per episode, I might have explored that a little bit more. Because that's the sort of thing that if you were on a budget, you would do with this show. It's just that I let the action take over a little bit more than I had originally planned. But them's the breaks. Okay, wow, time once again to start a new file for the next questions. So, see you there.